Good day and welcome to another edition of Citizens Movement Radio News. Today is 23 February 2026. I'm Bernard Chile, ready to bring you the latest news and updates. Here are today's headlines on Citizens Movement Radio News. We are consulting citizens on constitutional amendments, says Chibaya. Why are you afraid of referendum, says Gumbo. Nangagwa accused of turning National Youth Day into a party program. Now let's delve into the detailed stories. Opposition stalwart and former Nkoba North MP Honorable Amos Chibaya has said they are currently consulting citizens on the issue of constitutional amendments gazetted in Parliament last week. Honorable Chibaya said in line with their citizens at the centre approach, their next course of action will be guided by input from citizens. He added that what is unmistakable is the citizens' support for change as led by Advocate Nelson Chamisa. Let's hear Honorable Chibaya speaking.
Citizens of Zimbabwe are the owners of this country, and they have an obligation to bring to an end a cycle of disputed elections through free, fair, and credible elections. Right now, as the citizen-centered movement, we are busy consulting with the citizens on the course of action to take regarding this so-called amendment of the Constitution. The Constitution of Zimbabwe was written by the people of Zimbabwe. Especially when we talk of extending term limits, that cannot be done by Parliament alone. That can only be done through referendum. That's what the Constitution says. And no one is above the Constitution.
One of the senior officials in the opposition and the leader in the Defend the Constitution platform, Honorable Agents Gumbo, said ZANU-PF's attempt to evade the referendum on the issue of constitutional amendments shows that the party is afraid of the people. Gumbo said amendments to the constitution to allow extension of terms of office will require a referendum as clearly stated in the same document. ZANU-PF dictator Emmerson Mnangagwa has been accused of turning the National Youth Day into a party program. One of the senior officials in the opposition, Eric Gono, said what was supposed to be a national day was turned into a bootlegging festival for the ZANU-PF dictator without much emphasis on issues affecting youths. Let's hear Gono speaking.
What was meant to be a national day of young people to reflect on their lives and the life that they are living in this country was turned into some bootlegging event for ZANU-PF dictator Emmerson Mnangagwa in Marondera. Poverty has attacked young people to the extent that they are now almost delusional. We've seen young people that sing and praise their oppressor. It is pathetic that after hours of bootlegging a dictator, young people were seen scrambling for t-shirts. It's a demonstration of the levels of poverty that young people are living in. They can't afford to buy a $5, a $2 t-shirt to the extent of scrambling for it. But they are busy bootlegging the very oppressor who has put them in this situation. We've seen young people in this country who are turning to drugs because of stress, the stress that they are put through by the government of this country because of failure of creating opportunities for the youth. But the same young people are the ones that are singing praise and worship for the nonsense that is about to happen in this country. It's a shame.
The opposition has accused ZANU-PF of reducing the National Youth Service (NYS) to a party recruitment program. The spokesperson for the opposition, Promise Mkwananzi, said National Youth Service in its current state is a paramilitary program meant to create a standby militia against opponents of the ruling party. Let's hear Mkwananzi speaking.
The National Youth Program has become a vagabond program for ZANU-PF youth vanguards who are unlawful and that are not supposed to be catered for by the public, by public funds. To make it worse, I've also noticed that they've named it after Mr. Mnangagwa. And the question is, are we going to have everything formed or developed or constructed named after one individual? These are just symptoms of a greater problem, which is relating to the personalization and fiefdom of Mr. Mnangagwa, who now believes that this country is his personal property. This country is not his personal property. This country is under law, and that law cannot just be altered as if it's a domestic rule by a father to his children.
ZANU-PF Minister of Justice Ziyambi Ziyambi has said the recently gazetted Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 will make diaspora vote possible. One of the officials in the opposition based in South Africa, Trust Ndlovu, said while they want diaspora vote, it must not come at a cost of extending Emmerson Mnangagwa's dictatorship and postponement of elections. Let's hear Ndlovu speaking.
Good day, citizens. As diaspora, we've been longing and fighting for a diaspora vote since 2000 up to date. But we are not fools, we are not stupid. We cannot be trapped or laid like mice with peanut butter. And what we are saying is that as much as we want this diaspora vote, but it cannot be at all costs. It cannot be at the expense of the mutilation of the Constitution. It cannot happen with the strings attached, such as the extension of dictatorship and extension of postponement of elections. We cannot allow that. Mr. Ziyambi Ziyambi speaks as if he is talking to children. How do you extend the electoral cycle from 5 years to 7 years without amending the term limits? Mr. Ziyambi Ziyambi, as a lawyer, he knows very well that you cannot amend Section 91 to 95, Section 148, and Section 158 without evoking the procedures set up in Section 328 of the Constitution. Mr. Ziyambi, he can do that if he wants to Washington Council, not in the national politics, not in our country. He knows that it is wrong, but we cannot be played like that. Unfortunately, we are not going to accept a diaspora vote with the strings attached, a diaspora vote with such conditions which are inhuman. It's inhuman because you want to force us against the Constitution. You want to force people's will. You want to hijack people's will. You want to hijack people's interests.
Bellarmine Chatunga Mugabe, the son to the late ZANU-PF dictator Robert Mugabe, was arrested last week in South Africa following the shooting of their gardener at their property in Hyde Park, Johannesburg. Chatunga appeared in court today to face charges of attempted murder. The Mugabes are notorious for committing criminal offenses, and over a month ago, Chatunga's elder brother Robert Jr. was convicted of possession of illegal drugs. Let's get the latest update from the courts.
The youngest son of former Zimbabwean President Robert Gabriel Mugabe, Chatunga Bellarmine Mugabe, aged 28, arrested in Johannesburg, South Africa on February 19, 2026 for allegedly shooting his 23-year-old gardener, who is currently in critical condition. Chatunga appeared today in Alexandra Magistrates Court alongside his co-accused 33-year-old Tobias Mugabe Matonodze. The two are facing charges of attempted murder and defeating the end of justice relating to the missing firearm and possession of firearm. According to the law, the missing firearm is the undermining or frustrating the purpose of the legal system by the action that obstructs or perverts the course of justice. The matter has been postponed to March 3 for bail application. It's me, Linton Mwanaka, reporting for Citizen Movement Radio News, CMR.
Last Friday, the High Court quashed both the sentence and conviction of self-styled King Munumtapa Timothy Chiminya that was passed by the Magistrates Court. Chiminya was sentenced to 10 months imprisonment for undermining Mnangagwa last year. Mnangagwa also claims the Munumtapa title having christened his birthday Munumtapa Day. In our sports news, Warriors forward Tawanda Jethro Maswanise continues to light up the Scottish Premier League with goals. Maswanise was on target again over the weekend as his team mother thrashed St Mirren 5-0. Maswanise scored a 39th minute penalty, which was his 19th goal of the season. In the English Premier League, log leaders Arsenal thrashed North London rivals Tottenham 4-1 yesterday to move 5 points clear at the top. Here are results of matches played over the weekend. Manchester City 2, Newcastle 1, Nottingham Forest 0, Liverpool 1, Aston Villa 1, Leeds 1, Chelsea 1, Burnley 1, Brentford 0, Brighton 3, West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 1, Wolves 0, Sunderland 1, Fulham 3. Everton host Manchester United tonight. To conclude our Citizens Movement Radio News, here are the headlines once more. We are consulting citizens on constitutional amendment, says Chibaya. Why are you afraid of referendum, says Gumbo. Nangagwa accused of turning National Youth Day into party program. The news on CMRA English was brought to you by Bernard Chele. Me and the whole team wishes you all a wonderful evening. Hope you all had a good weekend. Meet me again another news bulletin. Stay tuned to Citizens Movement Radio, your station of choice, speaking truth to power. Good night to you all.